back to another episode of Palm Beach. We are here again with Carlos Ocrela.
What's up?
We had such a good time on our last episode that we recorded. I had to have him back. We had to talk about some more topics and things. This comedy thing for us is just, it's really starting to become a thing. So, so we're back. We're going to talk about more. How you doing today, man?
Hey, man. I'm doing great. I'd rather be in bed all day, but I had to work hard, like a Mexican today.
You have any Mexican blood?
No, I got Haitian blood, and Dominican blood, and Puerto Rican blood.
And what does that make you?
Puerto Rican.
I love that joke.
Puerto Rican, dog.
Nice, man. So you got any new stuff? You got any new jokes, or you working on anything?
Palm Beach.
Palm Beach, yeah. Hey, man. Well, speaking of Palm Beach, what brought you to West Palm? Is your family from here? Or?
Nah, bro. All right. So I was born in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Spent time in Dominican Republic, like summer and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And one time I spent 6 months over there. And we went and then Puerto Rico, and then my mother decided out of nowhere, bro. I don't even know where this shit come from. She wanted to go live in East Hartford, Connecticut, with my uncle. So we went over there, East Hartford, Connecticut, and bro, it was cold, bro. It's the first time I ever seen snow in my life. Listen, I was tripping because like in Puerto Rico, you never see an apple like on the ground. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because this shit don't grow there. Okay, if you see an apple, it's either on a shelf or on a garbage. You know what I mean? But I was walking down Connecticut, bro, and they had trees like fucking little Johnny Appleseed was going around dropping so I went running towards it, you know what I mean? And I go, and I see it, it's an apple, bro, and I bite it, and my mother's like, what is it? I'm like, it's an apple! I kid you not, it's an apple! Yo, it was funny, bro, fucking in East Hartford, Connecticut. And then, we moved around and we went to New Jersey with another uncle. We lived there for a while. And then, because it'd be like this, then my dad would go follow, to East Hartford, and then we'll move to get away from him. And then we moved to Miami with him.
Oh, man.
Right? Like my mom was like, no, okay, I'll come with you. No. So we moved to Miami, and Miami was crazy for me. I remember, Miami was the first time like a woman pissed on me, bro.
What, pissed on you?
Yeah, bro. I was
like golden shower pissed on you,
or like listen, I was a kid, right?
Okay.
And I'm sitting in my mattress, and I wake up because I'm wet. You know what I mean? And there's like this drunk lady passed out on my mattress, and I'm like, I think maybe I peed the bed. I'm like, Mom, I'm like, Mom, I think I peed the bed and I pissed on her.
Oh, man.
And then my mother saw it, and she was like, no, it was that nasty bitch. She peed on you. Hey, levántate, puta, vete pel carajo. Fucking, yeah, bro. That was Miami. Miami, we all lived in one-bedroom apartment.
Oh, man. And
it was AC only in that room. You know what I mean? Yo, this shit was crazy. It was the three of us, the five of us. Me and my two sisters and my mom and my dad. We lived down there for a while. But then we moved to Fort Lauderdale. There we had a bigger fucking house. Fort Lauderdale was actually where my childhood was starting to look all right. You know what I mean? It was like you know what I mean? I had regular friends, you know what I mean, and all that stuff. Yeah. And then so down there, so we had family up here in West Palm Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to take Palm train from Miami and from Fort Lauderdale to come up here to hang out with my cousins, because they all lived in the same trailer park, right? So so I used to come out, hang out with them, you know what I mean? And it's funny because now that I live here, I don't even fucking talk to those people.
Yeah.
I became Palm Beached.
Oh, man.
And I've been in Palm Beach now, county, for, I don't know, like 23 years or something.
Wow, man.
Yeah. LA Palm Beach County.
Yeah, you got it all here.
Palm Beach, yeah, you got it all here. You got hot women. You know what? Now they took out the theater and all that stuff. That kind of irks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are they gonna build there? You're gonna build a bunch of homes and then that's it? They're not gonna give them nothing to do.
They want to put like, so now they're doing this thing where they put an office building and then they make it also part apartments and part shopping and da da da. And it's like, well, we kind of had that already, but now they want to, 40 stories or however big, and it's just like, it's starting to look like Miami around here,
It'll be H&M, but you got to take an elevator to get there.
Yeah, right. All the way up.
Dude, maybe we're just upgrading, like, can you imagine what New York would be like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go over there in New York and do some kind
I would, yeah. New York sounds, like I said, after being in Denver last week, it was a good experience to kind of like get out there and just change the scene and meet new people and use jokes people never heard before. So yeah, I would encourage it.
Yeah, man, and it's comedy stuff. Like, you gotta find your voice. You gotta find like because you have the greats. You have Kevin Hart. You know how he talks. You know how he sounds. Chris Rock. You know how he talks. How he sounds.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, and you kind of. You kind of naturally have your own, And when I first tried to come into comedy, I thought I was just going to bitch and whine and complain. And people were going to laugh at me the way it happens in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the other comedians found me like they thought I was going to shoot up the place, bro. Yeah, seriously. So I had to calm down the talk. I had to calm down my...
The rhetoric.
The anger and the fucking thing. I had to... But it wasn't really anger. It was just me, what's it called? Articulating how I feel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Expressing yourself.
Expressing myself, and people were like, looking at... Imagine when you're waiting for jokes, they're looking at you with open eyes like, is he going to shoot up the place? And then the next couple of comedians are saying, yo, if you ever shoot up the place, let me know so I don't show up. It was like that, bro. It was crazy. But I had to learn and find my voice. I'm getting better at sounding like this on stage. You know what I mean? I'm getting better because every time I get on stage, I got that happy voice. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on, friends, come with me. You know what I mean?
Your Mickey Mouse voice.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And people can tell.
Oh yeah.
People can tell when you're putting on that.
Well, it's weird because when I first started doing comedy, when people would be like, "Ooh, tell me a joke," like I would almost have to go into like theater mode to tell the joke. I mean, now I can like rattle the jokes off, but before it was like I always had to get like in that mode. You know what I mean? Where I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna present it."
You said you didn't like your voice at first.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm just used to it now, so it doesn't bother me. But when I first started recording myself, I just couldn't stand listening to myself. So I wouldn't record, and then when I'd be like, I don't want to hear that. And then when I started posting my stuff on YouTube, I'm like, well, this is what it is. I'm gonna have to hear myself. So I just kind of made it a point to start listening to my not that I was being like narcissistic or anything, but I just started listening to all my stuff when I instead of listening to music when I'd walk my dog in the morning, I would listen to my stuff. And that's where I would try to be like, okay, you know what? This is who you are. This is what you sound like, and you're just gonna have to work it. And it's like it's like playing the cards you're dealt, Right. So it's been an experience, but I'm kind of finding out using my because I want to get up there. And I want to talk to what I'm saying. I put on an act or like a bit, and it's a good bit, but like I also want to be able to get up there and just talk and just be like. We can get into a conversation, and then we can kind of build it from there, and then I can pull stuff from my act, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, that brings up, things that we should do at an open mic. You know what I mean? Like, well, first of all, you should always tip, bro. Always, like, come on, people.
Yeah, I mean, that's standard.
You should always tip, and, buy a drink, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Something just to, like, I don't drink beer. I hate beer.
That's all right.
But when I go to one of these breweries, I get a seltzer or fucking at least one of those. What do they have there? It's not an IPA.
Oh, hey.
Hello. Holy shit! That gave me a heart attack,
dude.
Bro.
I know. Security just walked into the theater room here, and then he walked right out though. He's sorry, we're putting this place to use.
Yo, so. Yeah, man. Always tip. Always tip.
You know, I don't drink anymore, but I go in there, I order, I'll order a Sprite or whatever, but then I'll tip like $3 or $4.
Exactly.
Because it's like I would have spent that anyways buying a beer or whatever. So I'd rather just give the money to the bartender.
Exactly. I'll
And
buy a water and pay her $10.
yeah, right. But keep them coming all night.
Yeah, yeah,
Time I
right.
go up to that bar, I want a water, ready to go.
Keep them coming all night, honey. Here you go. It's $10.
Yeah, that should cover me, right? Should be happy with that.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but no, that, and then, you had mentioned before, your settings. And, that's one thing is like, I feel like sometimes I get to open mics a little late.
Always look at your setting.
Yeah.
Always look
I
at
need
who's
to,
there,
get there early,
what
see
they're
who's-
doing.
Yep.
To make sure this to see the other comedians so that they're not telling jokes that are too familiar to yours, because you might
Yeah.
have to change your joke,
Mhm.
or just leave it out or something. Because like, okay, for example, sometimes you might be thinking of something, and someone else says that better. You know what I mean? You don't want to like,
Yeah.
you don't want to put up your shitty joke against something that's already been said and it sounds better.
Mhm.
Because the crowd would be like, oh, that wasn't as funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to go up. You want to go funny. You want to make it hilarious. You want to make people laugh.
Yep.
Open mics. You should always socialize. Try to. And I'm terrible at this.
Man, I'm weird, right? Like, I work in sales, and I can go up to people all day long, sell them expensive stuff, and no problem. And then I get to a mic, and I don't know anybody, and I just kind of sit in the corner.
there.
And then I finally will be like, all right, I got to go eventually introduce myself to the host, because he's just going to, I don't want him to just call some name. I want him to be like, hey, you know what I mean? So once I meet the host, then I get a little more social. But when I first get there, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to just put my name on the list and get going. But then I come to the realization that's not gonna help.
Well, what I mean is like you have to network there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's
Whenever
true.
you go to any open mic, that's how you're gonna network. You're gonna know. That's how you get to know the local scene. You know who's doing whatever.
Yeah.
These things that help you get booked. Later on, which is something we're gonna talk about, right?
And absolutely, and like that was one thing I talked about last week in Colorado. Now I didn't necessarily get booked on like a paid gig, but like I put on a good open mic, and someone approached me and was like, "Hey, I'd like you to do my show." And not only that, I had done taking a little vape, right? Just hit that shit. I did actually, Chaz and Spaz and Casey, they actually invited me up one time after an open
that
mic.
was awesome. I was there this week.
Yeah, it's a good spot, so getting that feeling's amazing. So it's like, someone asking you to, hey, do another show, like, man, because, the one thing that I love about comedy is that, I thought of the joke. I wrote it. I memorized it. I performed it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that satisfaction, and then to have someone be like, hey, I want you to tell these jokes here or something like that, that is pretty cool, but
that is awesome.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you got to go up there, those open mics, right? So it's like you're going there to do new stuff, but you're also trying to get noticed as well too. So it's like
is the workout room for comedians.
the LA Fitness.
It's the LA Fitness that I've never been to. For comedians, and that's where you go, and you try to do new stuff, but you never want to just do too much new at the time. If you're gonna try some new stuff, you have your old stuff, you sandwich it in the middle somewhere. Always try to find different ways to say what you're saying, whatever comedy jokes you have. Like I'm always continuously looking to cut the fat on jokes.
Yeah. There's so much buildup sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes, like right now, I got a couple of jokes that require a big buildup. You know what I mean? And you have 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, I think I said this before last time. Is that aim to have at least 5. Like that's your high goal. Have 5 jokes.
Yeah.
In 1 minute. So per minute, do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
like solid jokes, not like a bunch of
fucking ragging and nagging and tacking and backing and fucking up. Not a whole story. You got to make people laugh. How do you do okay, the way I do it is I break it into 30 seconds a minute. You know what I mean? And try to
Mm.
get at least 2 laps a minute. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 5 laps is a lot, dude. Okay, like every four. If you do it every 15 seconds,
Then you're just
every 15 seconds, that's four laps a minute, dude.
yeah. Wow. So that's 20 laughs in a set. That's
20
a lot of
laps.
laughs.
That's a lot of laps, bro. And that's
Yeah.
but that's what's gonna get you number one to better yourself. You
Mm.
understand?
Yeah.
To try to do more laps per minute, and then later on when you get to do 10, 15 minutes, then you can squeeze in those. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. For
Those
sure.
long setups and all that shit. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Also, but when you're doing like half an hour to an hour, then you can come up with stories. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
I mean,
Like,
there's so much time, but that's isn't it weird how 5 minutes goes so quick and then 10 minutes
oh,
feels like for freaking ever.
ever.
You know what I mean? Like I had what I the one time I hosted at the Improv. You know, they said, "Hey, you got, we'll give you up to 10 minutes. We'll give you the light at like 8."
Mhm.
And I went on, and then I finally, like, I think right before I finished, he like I was like one joke away, and he gave me the light, and I was like, "Damn, dude, that was only 8 minutes." And I still had another 2 minutes I could have used, but I just couldn't even. At that time, like I said, in Colorado, I was able to do it, but at that time, I wasn't like there yet. You know what I mean?
You should always respect the light when you're at an
Oh
open
yeah.
mic.
Oh
Always
man,
respect the light.
and we talked about that, the 30-second light in Colorado, man. And it's like, the people here. Now, Ramon's our teacher, and he's been a huge influence for us. But like, in the beginning, we would do these like classes and we do these open mics, and some of these people would go like freaking 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes sometimes, and it was just
And
like,
it
what
wasn't
do you
even
let?
fun.
And it was garbage, yeah, and it was just like, what are you letting them go on for,
Yo,
And I always try to just do a solid 5 minutes because to me, quality versus quantity. I'd rather have a solid, funny 5 minutes than ramble on for 7 minutes and have it be like, hey, and not get like the real good laughs.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like, man, if they did like what they do here, if they were doing that down there or out there, dude, they would be kicking. They would take the cane.
I think I would agree that shit. I think I would agree that if you haven't gotten any jokes within, any laughs within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, okay, that's the problem. When you go to a room with comedians, no one's gonna laugh at you, bro.
No, man, that's the thing, cause
No one's gonna laugh at you,
no,
bro.
and that's the thing about open mics, because it's like maybe the first time you go to one or one starts and it's new, then it's like, all right, it's new and it's funny there. But then once those some of those open mics get a little ragged after a while, because it becomes all the same comedians all doing the same jokes, and then so it's I think. I would still like to start one, but not do every week. Maybe twice a month, maybe every other week or something like that. But like,
Yeah, that's what I said.
it's starting to get a little like I mean, I haven't been to like I haven't been to that one in a few weeks. But like, remember Matthews? Matthews was like off the chain, and then it just got beat up. And it just
Yeah, well, I feel like too many people came there, didn't buy anything.
that's true.
You know what I
too,
mean?
Yeah.
You have all these comedians that go there, don't buy shit, and take off. Cause see, the thing is, it's a mutual thing. Okay,
Yeah.
we say we're gonna provide a service. We're gonna bring people there to have a good time, and do some stand up comedy. But if you don't support the venue, then the venue's not gonna support you, the comedians. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because what am I doing? You guys are just coming in, going out back. You don't talk to nobody. You don't buy nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, they just go. They're just there to do their set.
they're just there to do their set and get the fuck out.
Yep. Oh man, but that's just one of those things you gotta learn at open mic. It's like, hey, listen, go up there, do a few new things, put your old stuff out there, so you have that down. But it's like you can't, like I don't feel. I mean, now you can do whatever you want, but I feel like you go to an open mic with all new stuff. And it freaking, you don't know how it's going to hit. Now, some of it might hit, but if it doesn't, and then, you might get discouraged and then not continue to work on those jokes when there probably is something there, but you put them out there too quickly. You know what I mean?
Later on, you can come up there and just try some, flipping new stuff. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? If you're new, because you still want to get to know that set that you're doing, then yeah, sandwich it in there. But if you if you've been there for a while, you know your set, and they've all heard your shit.
Yeah.
You should definitely try.
Yeah,
to
because
come up
they're
with
not
new
gonna laugh
stuff.
because they've all heard
They've
it.
all heard
And
this
it's not
shit.
that they don't like you, and it's not that they don't think you're funny. It's just, dude, I've
It's
I've
that
heard
they're
your jokes, you've heard
practicing.
my jokes, So it's like I think you're funny, man, but like I heard the jokes,
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like
It works like that.
when you hear a song. And it's like the first few times you hear it, oh
It's
man,
beautiful, I
that thing's
love
great,
it.
and then after 100 times,
It's like,
it's
all right,
it's a good song, but okay,
Let's watch something else. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is like that with too much.
Yeah, so it's like because I got in that rut, right, and I'm still kind of even in Colorado I was in that rut where I kept doing the same, and I was getting laughs and I was having a good time, but it's like I didn't develop any. I mean, I'm still working on some new stuff out, but I didn't develop anything like while I was there, which was what I was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was having such a good response on my old stuff that I was like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna keep rolling because I know it works,
Mm-hmm.
But now, I would first want to. Oh, don't tell me this thing just died. Oh, okay. Oh, we are running low on battery though. We still got time though. We can cut this part out. So, anyways, yeah, it's just, I just feel like you go to open mics and you got to, either, I mean, yeah, you want to practice your set. And sometimes you just want to get out there and run through your set. But I feel like you're what do they call that? You're taking it, you're not giving yourself your full service. You know what I mean? Like, because you're supposed to go there and practice. And it's like, and that's how I felt the last couple of times I went. I'm just like, well, I didn't gain anything from this. I just went, I got laughs, I did my set, it was fun, but like nothing's, become of that. So,
Well, ultimately, what you want to do is get booked at an open mic, and I tell you what, bro, if you want to get booked, don't think you're gonna get up there and just curse, say misogynistic shit, say homophobic things. You're not gonna get booked that way because they don't want to. Bookers want the people to have a good time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They want people to laugh. They don't want people to get all political. They don't want people to get all what's it called? All
Butthurt.
Butthurt about what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the word I had in my head too. They don't want anyone to get butthurt about anything. So they want, I try to stick to the feel good comedy. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah, like relatable stuff.
Relatable, you know what I mean?
Because everyone can laugh about their family and their
Right.
job and their, and their friends and their coworkers. You know what I mean? We all have those relationship things. You know what I mean?
The way I try to set up the 5 minute jokes after 4 years of doing comedy, the way I try to set up my 5 minute set is that I'll do a little bit of crowd work.
Yeah.
Off the rip.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Talk about the room, talk about the people, talk about talk about the other comedians. You know what I mean? Comedians love hearing their names. Say their name up there. You know?
Yeah.
That's all you
That is a
gotta
good
do,
feeling.
bro. Freaking, talk about the room, talk about the boss, talk about the service, talk about how hot the freaking, the bartender is. You know what
Yeah,
I
for
mean?
sure.
Like, I have one where I was like, yo, this place is great. It looks like, who's that guy who, damn, I forgot the name. It's the guy who comes and repairs, John Taffer.
Oh yeah. Oh, Bar Rescue.
Yeah, it's like John Taffer
Yeah.
was here and he fixed this shit, and then you guys let it go right back to hell. You know what I mean? And people died. They thought it was hilarious. You know what I mean?
Dude, that would be a good name. Comedy Rescue.
Comedy Rescue.
Comedy Rescue.
Oh shit, dude, that'll be great.
Yeah, we should try to just
The Palm Beach Improv should have called them a while ago.
Comedy Rescue, man.
They opened the doors and let us in and make laughs. Dude.
Speaking of the improv, man, we're gonna, getting booked. We're not gonna be doing any shows at the Palm Beach Improv for a while, unless they let us know what the satellite location is, because they put an ad out there for an open mic, but no one knows where it's at.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at.
I mean, do you have any ideas? Do you have any in your thoughts?
It'd be funny.
In your
It'd be
head?
funny if it's like a prank.
Dude, you know what? I'm wondering. You know what I'm thinking?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it might be the Kelsey Theater in Lake
Yeah?
Park.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's a big room. They got a nice,
That or the Kravis
stage
Center.
there. Not the Kravis Center, man. They don't want our broke asses in the Kravis Center.
Can you imagine it?
Like, look at these guys doing dick and fart jokes at the Kravis Center. You know what I mean? Like,
Open mic.
Like they had Jerry Seinfeld there, and that was probably like the last comedian they've had in probably 5 years at least.
I don't know where it's gonna be at. I signed up for the one all the way in Dania Beach. I'm gonna be down there in Dania Beach.
Yeah, I didn't sign up. I just can't get people to go down there, man. And it's just last.
Well, what I'm
time.
gonna do is just sit around and be like, hey, come to my show.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I went with Jessica, and Jessica ended up not getting on stage. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't get up that night either. Yeah. No.
Well, I ended up freaking showing the people who I invited for her. They showed up, bro. But I told them I was doing the show.
Oh man.
And it's funny because when I come in, bro, and I sit down, they're right there next to me. You know what I mean?
Dude.
And it's like, nope, can't sit here. You know what I mean? Because I told them I was going on stage, and I'm not. You know.
Jeez.
So I had to freaking move. Yeah, dude. Freaking.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm gonna skip this Dania one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got people down there, but just not like I have here.
I've never been to Dania. That's why.
Dania's I gotta say, I did have the opportunity to do it one time. It's a beautiful room. It's like a brand new venue almost. And the cool thing is, you know how like at the Palm Beach Improv, the green room was in the back behind the sound booth and like all that stuff. No, their green room is like a real green room behind the stage.
Oh, yeah?
And you can actually come in.
Oh, that's what those doors are?
Yeah, dude.
No way.
There's a green room entrance to the stage, and there's a side entrance to the stage.
Oh.
So you could actually... Now, they don't have you come out of the green room when you're doing open mic because they got all the comedians. There's like a sidebar where they have all the comedians.
Yeah.
But like if it's... if you're a headliner or something like that, you would come out of that green room right onto the stage.
Holy shit, that'd be nice.
And dude, the green room's actually painted green, and they got
that could
like
be
nice
a whole
furniture
set,
there.
just opening the door.
Yeah, yeah, right. Just that, like, the whole. It's funny because, like the whole, there's the whole thing, about the green room, like where everyone smokes and everything. Like I mean, I'm sure you've heard, like, that's where people pregame before the show and stuff like that. And it's
I've had it, bro. I've seen it.
Yeah, but it's
they
like,
were token up.
The thing is, man,
it was so bad. The whole fucking place smelled like weed, bro.
Yeah, right.
I was in the kitchen like, damn.
Oh man, was that when you were working at Copper Blues?
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's I think it's funny because I went in that green room and it didn't look like anyone had ever been in there. So it's like I'm expecting it to smell like weed and be like see ash and like all this weird shit, dude. It looked like no one had ever used that thing before.
Every night, bro.
Yeah. I'm sure they do. But in your mind you have
yeah, dude,
you have ideas.
It doesn't smell like anything. You don't find little bags of coke anywhere.
No, it's not like that. But like I said, it's a great room. You'll enjoy it. It's a great, like, the cool thing is you're in that mall. You're in that Dania Point Mall, so there's tons of people walking around. There's a million good restaurants. There's a bowling alley.
Yeah, people walking around with money in their pocket.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
want to go to a show.
Spend your money here.
Yeah, it's just weird to me, like, like all these different. There's a mall now. Every single town has a mall, like, or an outdoor shopping thing, or like some sort of like outdoor venue, and it's like, man. Put a stage, give us a little spot, we don't need a big theater, we just need a space.
Don't need a big ass theater.
No, we just need 100 people. Like, dude, you look at the rooms in New York, and what do they got in there? 15, 20 people. I mean, I watched Matt Rife, his special, the one that not his last one, but the one he recorded like he did on his own like 2 years ago, and he had like 25 people at that thing. So. You don't need a big room. I mean, obviously you want to get as many people in there as you can, but to get started or just to like, if you had a little thing, it doesn't have to be huge.
I would like to do that.
I just want to do,
70,
man.
Like 100 people.
Yeah, I like that because you still want like that crowd laughter.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when we're in class and there's like 14 of us, then like they don't hear a lot of laughs, and then sometimes you go to the open mics where there's 20 to 30 people, it's all right. But when you hit those like 60, 70 plus rooms, the smaller rooms that are like that, it's really good. And then when you hit the bigger rooms, like when we had that one night, we had like 300 people at that one open mic. I think it was the one I hosted that I messed up. But man,
that was hilarious.
Dude, everyone's laughing, dude. Because it's like a chain reaction. The more people there.
In case you don't know what happened, he got up there, he did his set. And then he said, all right, good night, peace out. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm hosting this.
Yeah, and I got back on stage. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm hosting. Ramon's like, we know.
It's just funny. And you know what? Yeah, okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. That sometimes we hit that play button. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I know, because I've been there. You hit the play button and you go through your set, guys. When we do this, everyone in that room can tell.
Oh yeah.
Everyone, and not only that, but you don't feel special. You feel like you're being, I don't know. You ever watch something that everybody watched? You know what I mean? Like you're watching TV or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.